Awutheli phone yayona. That's fine. Okay.
May I please ask one more question? Yeah. Did you watch Born Racers 2023?
No, not yet.
Yeah, I just watched episode 1. There was a lot of conflict between Angel Piqueras and Maximo Killer. Yeah.
Okay. I'll check it out. Check it out. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this in the world. I am Temba, the Chief Kumalo, back again with Bikers of Africa. And today, I'm not speaking about MotoGP. I'm probably speaking about something that I like speaking about even more than MotoGP, which is South Africans racing abroad. I'm joined by 3 very fascinating, very exciting people that I love spending time with. The Mafokate family. Welcome, Bohlale, Zenzi, Tsevo. Thanks for joining us today, guys.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Welcome, Bohlale.
Hello to all of the listeners, and thank you, Coach Timba and Uncle NK, for having me. And if you do not know me, my name is Bohlale Mafokate, known to the racing community as Littleman.
Fantastic. And that's what I like about Bohlale. He didn't even wait, didn't even give me the opportunity to introduce him properly. He said, let me let you know who I am. So, Bohlale has been selected to race in the FIM Mini GP Championship in China later this year. We are going to speak about that a little bit later. So, Bohlale, can you please start by telling us, how did you start racing motorbikes?
Every time my dad used to go on track days, and we lived in Orlando. So then every time I would hear the bike from afar, I would go to the gates and wait for him. Then every time he would come back, we would go for a spin around the block. And then when I came back so excited, like I wanted to do like 10 more rounds before I got tired. And yeah, that's when it all started. And then 2017, my dad came back from Cape Town work trip, and then on the way he saw this pocket bike from Facebook Marketplace, and then the location 2 minutes later he got it, came back home, got home, and then yeah, he showed me it inside the car, and I couldn't speak. I was happy. I was excited.
Zenzi, you've overseen Bohlale's career from beginning up to date. Can you just give us an overview of his career history from the pocket bikes up to where he finds himself today?
Yeah, like he just told us a little story of I actually I've always been on a motorbike. When he was born, I was on a motorbike, and he grew up around a motorbike. So as he was about a year old or so, he kept on asking me that, Daddy, when are you getting me myself my own bike? And but it to me it was just a comment from him, because he sees a bike every now and then. So yeah, he would normally, when he hears a bike from far, when I'm on my way home, he could hear it from far. He will wait for me at the gate, and then when I get home, he will ask for a ride. We'll go around the block, and I think from then it started developing into him that one day he's gonna ride a bike, and he was persistent on him me buying him a bike. And up until one day, like you said, I saw one cheap one, a pocket bike on Facebook Marketplace, and yeah, I bought it for him, and it was a surprise to him because he was not expecting that. I was gone for about 3 4 days away from home, and when I came back, yeah, I went and bought it, and it was in the car. When I got home, I said, he came out, happy to see me, and yeah, I said, "Nah, check in the boot." When he checked in the boot of the vehicle, there was a little bike inside the vehicle, and I promise you, from that day, we never looked back. Since from that day, we went out to go ride. It was a pocket bike. I didn't understand how that thing works. It's like your lawnmower engine, two-stroke. And you have to mix petrol and oil, and we had to Google stuff. We finally got to know how to mix petrol and that oil. We found an empty space, And yeah, when we got to that empty space, I just pushed him around just for him to, get to know where the brakes are. A pocket bike, you've got brakes on your handlebars. And I pushed him, and up until some time I was tired of pushing him. But he kept on insisting, Daddy, start it, man. I just want to hear it starting, I want to hear the sound from it. And then I started the bike, and then I said, yeah, please, 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 please. You're just gonna hear the sound of the bike. We're switching to off up until you know where your brakes are. And for some reason, he said, "Yeah, but Daddy, I can, man. Let me make a turn there and come back." And to my surprise, he managed to accelerate and struggled to make a turn and came back. And when he came back, it was, "How, guy, I've been pushing you for the past 30 minutes or so. I'm sweating like a pig here, and you can do this natural." And from that day, yeah, it that's how it started. And from that day, yeah, we started practicing. He got used to the bike, and yeah, and then I started checking where can we go race. And our first race was at Swarkops. We didn't even know where to go. I know Swarkops because that's where I've done a lot of work around Swarkops. But for the racing scene of things when it comes to motorbikes, we got there on a Saturday. We didn't even practice on a Friday. We got there on a Saturday morning. Went for a quick registration, and yeah, all of a sudden he was supposed to be on the track. He had just a set of a leather jacket, take keys on, and it's like it happened yesterday. The way time flies. And yeah, he enjoyed his day that day. He was racing, but he was actually cruising around the track because he didn't even know where the track is going. He cruised. He did all his 3 laps, and we went back home. And the next question was, Teddy, when is the next race?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So,
First time I ever rode at F&B, he put a string around me here. Mom was really, but if I go too fast, you'd get scared, and then he let me go, and then from there, that's when I first started riding by myself.
I can't blame you, Daddy. I watch and coach you race now, and there's still times that I wish I could put a string around you sometimes when you're going too fast. So I have a question for each of you. So, Bohlale, I know there's one question which people ask all racers a lot, and especially someone as young as you, only 10 years old. Why do you race? Why do you wake up to get back on that bike after you've had a crash, after you've had a win, after you've had a loss? What motivates you to race?
At first it was for fun, and then as the years went by, it started getting serious. And knowing me, people know I'm very competitive, so I like winning. And yeah,
That's a perfect answer. You like winning.
yes.
And over to you, Daddy. Can you tell me, Bohlale has been winning a lot. He's been racing for a long time. I think there's more years in his life that he's been racing than not racing. Biggest achievement on the track?
Biggest achievement, there's plenty because of he's always gunning to be first, to take the to take first on the podium. So yeah, we've got a lot of I don't know which one to choose.
May I please answer that for him?
Yeah.
Please do.
Very first time on the podium on a pocket bike. At Polokwane, I was third place. That was the first time I actually got a trophy.
How old are you?
I was four and a half, around there.
Could you even remember things at that age besides being on the podium? Okay, so I do rider coaching. One of my dreams is to see more South African champions on the world stage in all the classes. Zenzi, few people understand as they're watching this interview how difficult it is to get a young rider from South Africa to race overseas or even in the World Championship. It costs a lot of money, takes a lot of resources, a lot of expertise. And I know this is an open-ended question. It's not an easy one to answer, but can you give the viewers at home an understanding of what it takes to make a world champion? Because this is what I believe the project is with Bohlale. I've watched him ride. I've watched all the kids in the country ride, and I believe he has that talent and potential. So as a dad who's trying to support their son to chase a dream, what goes into it?
Temba, off camera we had a conversation um, um, after we were talking about this invite to China. I was like, Temba, I don't know if we are heading the right direction because of financially. I don't think we are ready. You know, and yeah, to groom a champion when it comes to motorcycle racing, it takes a lot of financial. Um, um, you need a lot of money. Just locally, this 2 weeks back they were racing Polokwane for a Friday and a Saturday. I mean, you've got to drive there, you've got accommodation, you've got entry fees. They need to eat. Motorbikes needs to be maintained. It's a lot of money. And this weekend, the other guys were racing in Durban. We couldn't join them because of now we're trying to save some money for our invite to China. Again, it's money because of you've got accommodation, transportation, food. So it's a lot. So grooming a champion when it comes to motorcycle riding, it takes a lot of financial stress.
Boy, don't I know about it. So you mentioned China. As I'll say again, Bohlale has been invited to the FIM Mini GP Northeast Asia Championship. Tell us a bit more about that series. What is it? To give a brief overview, Donna, which is a company that owns MotoGP, has created an initiative over the last, I'd say, two to 3 decades called the Road to MotoGP. So there's junior racing series around the world, which essentially are scouting platforms. It's talent scouting platforms to find riders from all over the world who can become the next Mark Marquez's, the next Brad Binders. It's a huge opportunity and extremely exciting that Bohlale has been invited to Mini GP in China. So tell us about the invitation and what exactly is he going to do there?
So yeah, he Butlali is blessed. He actually got 2 invites. One was in Korea, and then the other one is in China. Unfortunately, the one in Korea is just a week away, so we didn't have much time to prepare for it. So we finally went with the one in China. So the one in China, it's more like so China have started the series, the mini GP, the FIA mini GP series. So they have invited children from most of the countries to come and join them, and whoever who does best, he'll have an opportunity of racing the finals in Italy later in the year. So for this trip, we're gonna be in China, I think on the 20. I think this the whole thing starts on the 29th, where they're gonna be shown the bikes, shown the track, walk the track, and then on the 30th, I think they'll have open practice, and yeah, and then the other days that will be practice, and there will be a race as well on I think on a Saturday, and they will have also a chance to watch the proper actual mini GP race on that weekend, where all other children will be properly racing, not training. So yeah, it's a good start for Bohlale to have an experience of what happens out there, and just to highlight as well, the bike that he'll be riding in China, we haven't ridden it. We don't know how it rides. We know from the pictures and so it's gonna be first time him riding it. But yeah, I trust and believe in him, and I hope that he's gonna make the best out of it, and hope for the best.
Thank you, Zenzi. That's a perfect segue into my next question. Bohlale, I've seen you ride all types of motorbikes. I've seen you ride pocket bikes, PV50s, and others. One of my favorite things about you is that you're the only person I know who, before the age of 10, could go on the big Swartkops racetrack and terrorize people riding R500,000 super bikes. So tell us about some of the bikes you raced in your career. Which one was your favorite? And about the Ohvale that you're going to be racing in China.
The Ohvale I'm gonna be racing in China is gonna be a 160, and my favorite bike that I've ever ridden was the 65. Even now, my dad cannot separate me from the 65 because I do GXCC on it. And yesterday, I wanted to ride the 65 at Hangar 47 instead of the 85. But then it's the 65 that I cannot stop riding.
Why is it your favorite?
Just to add on that, yeah, he really loves the 65. And funny, he enjoys the 65 when he does off-roading on the GXCC. He enjoys it. Early this year, we got him an 85, which is a slightly bigger bike. He doesn't enjoy it as much as he does on the 65. In fact, he had his first race on the 85 this year. We actually got the 85 on a Friday, and Saturday he went out racing. He was racing the rookies class. He managed to win that class. But when he came back, he was like, "Hey, Daddy, I think I can do better on the 65, and I don't want to be racing the rookies. So obviously on the 65, I'll be racing the junior class, not the rookie class." And we went back to the 80 to the 65, and he is really doing very well. Even yesterday we went out practicing on both bikes. I promise you, he spends most of the time on the 65 than the 85. So I don't know why. I don't know why he enjoys the 65.
He's a little man. So maybe for now he has a preference for the little bike. So Bohlale, I know you love off-road riding. Tell us about between off-road and road racing, which one is your preference? But I will add for the audience that I've already told you that you're going to become a MotoGP rider. So those are the plans Diddy and I have for you. But tell us about the differences between off-road, on-road, and what you like about each one.
I like the jumps, the jumps in off road. I like the way you turn, and then same thing with on road. You the way you turn, like we call it dolopansi. You touch the knee on. Yeah, yes. Um, that's one of my favorite things on road motocross. It's the jumps. Let me just yeah, motocross is the jumps, and I enjoy road more because I don't know. I just enjoy road more.
Bohlale, you're a very talented rider. I've watched you from Pee-wees up to 150s and three. You don't race 300s because you're too young, but I've seen you ride one. What do you think makes you a good rider and different from your competitors?
My lean angle.
100% agreed.
I lean more than everyone else. When I was on the Pee-wee, I used to take one bum cheek out. That's what my dad used to say. But now I don't even take one bum cheek out. I just drop the bike. It's like I'm losing the rear when I lean.
So every track day rider is watching this is going to be thinking, hey, this kid, I'm scared to lean my super bike. But he's not. So why aren't you scared to lean the bike?
Now, that's a hard question. I don't know. I just don't know.
I think that's the answer. You're not scared because you don't think to be scared when you're in the bike. So, Bohlale, you've won championships in South Africa. You're now going to race overseas for the first time. In 10, 15, 20 years' time, because I know you want to be a professional rider, but where do you see yourself? What's your dream and what do you want to achieve in motorbike racing?
What I want to achieve in motorbike racing is to make it to MotoGP. I hope in 5 years I hope to go to Red Bull Rookies, and maybe in 8 Moto3, 9 Moto2, and then when I'm 20 I hope I'm gonna be in MotoGP. That's my expectations.
So if one of the Moto, or let's imagine all the MotoGP team managers are watching this interview, whose team do you want to ride for?
Ducati. Ducati.
That's not a surprise to me. Tell us why.
They fast. They really fast, and they just fast. That's my answer.
So you want the fastest bike for the fastest rider, just like Mark Marquez. Awesome, awesome. So I'm gonna add a little bit of my perspective here. I've been watching Bohlale race for years. He's a top talent, and people from the world of racing, people outside the world of racing will be watching this, but I know everyone from the world of racing will vouch for this youngster. He has the potential to be a world champion, not just a world champion, a MotoGP world champion. We already have a Moto3 world champion from South Africa, Brad Binder. Bohlale is following in his footsteps. This is my call to anyone who's watching this, to the public of South Africa. We already know how good South Africans are at sports. That's kind of our thing. We're stubborn, we're tenacious, we're talented. And one of the things that has broken my heart as I've grown as a young man is how talent outside of the main sporting disciplines, cricket, rugby, soccer, don't get the exposure that they deserve. And we have world champions in this country across multiple disciplines. And these guys need their support. This is why us from the Bikers of Africa team have put this initiative together. Thank you to Ngahi-sang standing behind the camera, because he's a big part in this podcast being put together. So we are looking for funding. Zenzi is looking for funding for Bohlale to race overseas. Firstly, to get him to China, but beyond China, there is the World Final in Spain in November. If Bohlale does well in the Northeast Asian Championship, he can race in Asia. Bohlale has been racing for a long time. I've watched him personally win a lot of stuff. A lot of other people have as well. Zenzi, what is Bohlale's career highlight from your perspective as a dad?
Our highlights for now is the invite to China. You know, we've never expected this to come so soon. And yeah, like he has said, you know, when he started, it was just fun, doing it for fun, and then it ended up becoming passion. And we see now that it's actually becoming too serious now. You know, he might actually make a living out of this. So I think our biggest highlight is, yeah, the invite to China, and go see what the world does, you know, overseas, and let's see what happens after that.
You know, it's often said in South Africa that a community raises a child. The South African motorsports community has been supporting Bohlale in different ways. We are trying to get him more funding to get him to China, but also so that he can build a career as a professional racer beyond that. Zenzi, just explain to us what is the funding needed for, what is it going to be working towards, and how can potential sponsors get involved to help Bohlale progress to becoming a world champion?
Right. Yeah, the funding will go towards purchasing flight tickets, getting accommodation in China, and for now we need to get him a new helmet, because the one that he was using here, it's got a bit of, you know, he's crashed it a couple of times, and the mini GP, they have specifications on what helmet we need, and yeah, and some other small things that we might need in China.
So even if you're a viewer watching at home who just wants to chip in a little bit, the little bit you can to support a young man with a dream and his family, Zenzi, you've set up a backup buddy. Please tell our audience where they can find it.
Or yeah, we've set up a backup buddy account, and you can, the link, we're gonna put the link on the screen, and yeah, if you follow on our social media pages as well, the link is there. On Facebook, I'm Zenzele Mafokate, and for Bohlale, it's Littleman underscore 110, or Bohlale Mafokate at 110. No, that's I'm
Little
lying.
man,
I'm
little
lying.
man underscore 110.
I'm
Go on
lying.
Google, search little man underscore
Yeah.
110. Trust you'll see him. He's got blue bikes, yellow number 110. That's his social media. Am I right, Zenzi?
That's correct. That's correct, coach.
And guys, go check my social medias, Temba underscore 18 on Instagram, Temba the Chief Kumalo on Facebook, Temba underscore 18 on TikTok as well. I will be sharing all the links for Bohlale's backup buddy and his social media profiles. Follow this kid. He's a future world champion. You're not going to regret it.
Please follow me.
Fantastic. Bohlale, as we wrap up, can you give us your final thoughts as you're going into China? How are you feeling? I'm sure you're very, very excited. And how do you feel about the trip overall?
I hope I learn some Chinese. I hope I don't eat some duck that side. I hope they sell chicken. And I'm looking forward to the sushi that side.
Awesome. Thank you so much to the Mafokate family. Zenzi, thank you to you, Daddy.
Thank you.
Bohlale, thank you so much. You spoke so well. I'm very, very proud of you. And us from the Bikers of Africa team cannot wait to see what this youngster is going to achieve in future. If you're a business, a corporate, anything in South Africa, and you want to be part of history, this is the right guy for you. Thank you to Nkachisang and the rest of the Bikers of Africa team. We will be back in future to give you an update on Bohlale after he has raced in China, and fingers crossed and praying that we get to see him in the world final in November. Take care, thank you, and goodbye.